Hello, this is Matt Ullman, and talking about side effects. I'm on a drug called Dilantin for anti-seizure medication, and I've been having troubles lately ever since I had my dosage increased. The main one that I noticed, and I love how they term this one, is what they so eloquently call mental confusion. Basically, I'm foggy as a London day. Mentally, anyway, I have real trouble focusing on things. I can't retain knowledge for very long. One of the things I used to pride myself on because I've worked on the internet for so awful long, is that I could remember website addresses so much. And it was really good, especially with TV, because there'll be about 4 or 5 ads, and there'll be about 4 or 5 URLs. Well, I just kind of jot them down up here and said, okay, I'll look them out. I can't even remember one. Even if there's the only one, I mean, as soon as anything else comes into my vision or comes into my mind, that information is gone. So I'm working on very, very small retentive memory right now. Another one that they mentioned is where is it? Am I on the right page? No, I'm not. I was like, wait a minute. Dizziness, troubles with balance. And I've been having those too, where even just standing up, if I stay in a place too long and I'm standing, when I start moving again, it's almost like I get dizzy. And those were starting to worry me, so I thought, well, I might as well look up the side effects of this drug, make sure that, it's nothing serious. And these are some of the more common side effects, even though I don't like them. At least they're common. I'm not going through anything overly hazardous. Now the problem is, I looked up and they had a warning. One of the more dangerous things that could happen would be a higher tendency to commit suicide. At first it stunned me a bit, but then I thought about, well, it's a downer. It's a depressant that you're taking, so it would make sense. It would depress your body even more, or depress your mental state. So I kind of, I went through and I read through the article on it. I've got the link over here. It's from December, oh shit, it's from like 2 days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, December 16th, 2008. So yeah. And I found it funny because the three that I know of, Depakote, Dilantin, which I was on for quite a few years, and now Dilantin, phenytoin, I guess, ethosuamide is Dilantin, and divalproex sodium is Depakote. They got pretty much everything on here but phenobarb, but who the fuck wants to be on phenobarb anymore? Oh, drug from hell. Don't take it if you don't have to. But hey, they misdiagnosed me, so they were only doing what they thought best. But here's the thing that I've found, and this really says a lot about my sense of humor anymore. I think I've been hanging around too many sick people. They're talking about how they came about this. Today's FDA actions are based on the agency's review of 199 clinical trials of 11 epilepsy drugs, yada yada. And here's one of the facts that they have in there, and just stunned me. 4 patients who were randomly assigned to take one of the epilepsy drugs committed suicide. That almost sounds like they were actively seeing if people taking this would kill themselves. And the next line is just perfect. There were no suicides in the placebo group. Give me those placebos, would you please? It just is mind-boggling that they could phrase it that way. And of course, then you get to thinking, it's like, well, who the hell killed themselves? I hope they tested these on terminal patients. Patients with like 2 months or less to live or something. I hope they didn't just throw it out there in the general population to off themselves. That'd be a little bit morbid, even for me. I mean, come on. That's the invisible line you're not supposed to cross. But it amused me. Just the way that they would say it. It's so clinical, so coldly detached. It's like, are these people even thinking of what they're writing? Because looking at it, you can't imagine that they are. It's too dead. It's like, actually, I don't know, because just thinking about it, it's just mind-boggling. It's like, why in the... Who? I would love to know. See, this is the reason why people like that need proofreaders. Go out and get, somebody who, here's how you do it. You get two proofreaders. Number one, a scientific one to make sure to go through your stuff, make sure all your facts are straight, make sure that you've got all the right data. Now, the second person is Joe Average. Joe or Jane Doe. This person, you have look over these documents to make sure that there's at least a trace of humanity in them. Because I could guarantee you, even me, like I said, I'm sick as fuck. I admit it, I enjoy it. I've got a very sick sense of humor. One of my favorite things that I've ever seen in a movie was the trailer for Titanic, and the only thing that would have ever gotten me to watch that stupid movie, because everybody knows how it goes. But the best thing, and the most comedic thing I've seen in a movie trailer in a long time, was some dumb schmuck either diving or falling off of the Titanic as it's going under, in the direction of the propellers no less, and bouncing his head off of the propeller before he hit the water. I'm sorry, every time I saw that thing, I cracked up. It's like, oh, good aim there. It's like, oh, man, oh, yes, if I had a 10, I'd hold it up. That was perfect. You don't see a death that hilarious very often. And I know there are going to be people like, oh, but that's a drama, and it was so sad. The ship sank. You knew this when you went into the theater. Okay? You people, this shouldn't have been a surprise. I hope it wasn't a surprise to anyone. Otherwise, we know who slept through history, don't we? Hey, I got another movie you might like. It's called The Hindenburg. I'll spoil the ending for you, though. It goes up in flames. Okay? just in case you all slept through that part of history too. I guess disasters wasn't covered very well. I mean, Christ, come on. So that's just the thing. I find that really weird that people, I don't know, could be so plain about it. Like I said, it's not that I'm prudish. It's not that I can't see some humor in it, although I'm sure I'm one of the few that can. I know I probably looked at some people probably looked at it and threw their hand over their mouths going, oh my God, we got to look in this right way, and kudos to them. If I could figure out where to start looking, I would myself. Because I think that's just a little dangerous, that you might commit suicide because you're taking a drug your doctor prescribed. That's a bit, I don't know which is worse, the fact that it's just coming out now, because it's a depressant. Shouldn't this have been a logical idea? You're going to depress somebody's emotions. Wouldn't that tend to think that suicidal tendencies might be a little bit more likely? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. This is Matthew Ullman. I will talk to you guys later. Links at the whichever side, and hope to see you soon.